Oh boy! So, Emily Wilson and Greek scholars have an issue with the Odyssey. So we've got some more controversy. That rhyme, don't need to play at the game. Bars. Album dropping next week. Pre-order now. It'll be on disc, vinyl, tape, streaming, and for you to download on MP3. All right? Now, so the Odyssey has caused backlash for Christopher Nolan. His casting has caused problems with the public. Also, people have an issue with him not casting one Greek. Now, some people say, well, why is there a problem with him casting one Greek? There are other movies that were about Greeks that were great, that, there wasn't this issue where people weren't exactly Greek. Well, the issue was that they were talking about going for accuracy with this movie. That's the whole point. Once you realize that, then it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. If you were going for accuracy, then why didn't you cast Greek people? And why did you cast other people in roles that aren't Greek? Get it? Okay. So there's that. Now, we've also have the issue of the Rotten Tomatoes score, which there are people that are doing some digging into the Rotten Tomatoes website and are finding out that allegedly it's 56%. That it's not this 98%, this 99%, all this other stuff that's going around. And other bigger pages on Twitter specifically, I noticed, are picking up this story. Something is up. People are talking about empty theaters. People are talking about the theaters being bought out and only the crappy seats are available and they are buying tickets. And when they get there, the theater's empty. So who's buying all these tickets? This sounds exactly like the whole Captain Marvel thing, which many people, including myself, doesn't believe it made $1 billion. And like I said, I talked to people out in Hollywood and they were telling me this type of stuff is done all the time. Okay, where the studios will buy up a bunch of tickets to make it look like a particular movie is doing better than it was. Either to protect a particular narrative or an actor, a director, whatever it is, their own self-image. It's done for certain reasons. Some movies they don't do it to, others they do. Since I've been doing this, the debacles that have gotten my attention and are the reason why I hardly trust anything at all, other than my own eyes, are the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing with Captain Marvel. And now this. I don't trust this. Something's going on. Also, the whole video game thing with The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I mean, oh man. Oh my God. And that one was with Metacritic, correct? So I don't trust nothing. Okay. Apparently, though, Emily Wilson, the one that did this translation that everyone says is feminist, and that Christopher Nolan took for this movie. Well, they're saying she got a problem with him, along with other scholars. Not Greek to them. Scholars question Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Greek translator Emily Wilson finds the release of Christopher Nolan's film The Odyssey both gratifying and unsatisfying. That rhyme, don't hate to play, hate the game. Bars! For Greek translator Emily Wilson, the release of director Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey has been gratifying in various ways. Her acclaimed 2017 edition of Homer's epic has reached the top 5 of Amazon.com, leading a wave of similar books boosted by the movie. Nolan has even cited her translation, notably the opening line, "Tell me about a complicated man," as inspiration. But the film, which opened this weekend and has received raves from many critics, left her unsatisfied. I also told you there's the whole discrepancy with what's going on with the movie tickets. And I will actually look at this for future movies now, because for some reason I just didn't think about this, but because this was sold so heavily to IMAX tickets are what, around, I don't know, whether they like double the price or something like that, or, you know, they're more expensive. So they're making the box office look like more people are going than are. And they were talking about how, WDW Pro was talking about how, if they were standard movie tickets, how it'd be like, I don't know, it was like a 90 million box office. So, the amount of tickets sold does matter, with the whole thing with Superman 2025 and Man of Steel. Well, Superman 2025 sold half the tickets of Man of Steel. That makes a difference when you're talking about people, the fandom coming out to a movie. That, there's different ways to look at something going on with a film. There's box office, what they make, but then, you do, when you're talking about the success of a film, you got to look how many tickets are sold. And now I got to take in mind, okay, well, how much is going to be in IMAX now when you're talking about this stuff? So it starts to get a little complicated with these things. But I think the whole uproar is that don't make this movie out to be something that it's not, even for people that like it. I see the comments. It's like, okay, look, they're like, I liked it, but don't say it was here when it's really here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't lie to the public about this. Don't lie to the public about that. Don't lie about the score. I like that when people are just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't overly do something to try and, so because WDW Pro was talking about how he said they're going to use this to say that woke is not broke. And they said that before they actually said it. Articles are coming out. Woke is not broke. They're like, see, we told you. That's exactly the narrative they were going for. So something is going on. This ain't no cut and dry. Hey, Christopher Nolan made a movie. Oh, good, great success. No, that's something fishy is going on. I want to celebrate the fact that so many people are aware of the Odyssey and we're brought back to the poem, she told the Associated Press. But at the same time, I had a sense that Christopher Nolan was trying to pack everything in while missing themes that were essential to the poem. When I saw people, certain people like that Star Wars girl talking about this, like she shredded this film. I mean, like, she could tell she's read the Odyssey several. She shredded it. And I was like, wow, oh, that was supposed to be in it? Oh, that was supposed to be in it? Oh, that was supposed to be in it? Oh, that was... I mean, he could have did a trilogy. Or he could have did 2 parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't... The more people I see watch it that are breaking it down, I'm like, oh, very interesting. Oh, well, I would have liked to see that. Oh, I would have liked to see that. Oh, I would have liked to see that. Like, the whole thing with Poseidon and the whole thing with Nobody and all that stuff. I was just like, well, wait a minute. Like I said in the past, I don't have issue with certain changes to movies if you make a good movie. You know what I'm saying? But for me, overall, it was just boring. That was his biggest sin for me. It was that it was boring. And then at the same time, I didn't like, as far as the media went, they put so much attention on characters, the casting of characters that would be considered DEI or woke or modern audience that weren't moved that much. However, they did place very, very much importance on the Elliot Page character. So, people have an issue with that. and my whole thing is it's an eye roll. I'm tired. I'm tired, but mega fans of the Odyssey, a lot of them have issues with the Elliot Page and with Helen of Troy and with John Leguizamo, even though he was good in it, talking about Latino representation, but you're taking a Greek role. It's like, wait, what? Remember, they're all talking about the accuracy of this. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this movie. One of the year's most anticipated releases of the Odyssey stars Matt Damon as the returning warrior, Odysseus, and Hathaway as his wife. And Hathaway did a good job. Penelope and Tom Holland as their son. Reviewers have praised the acting and the narrative drive, the grand scale of a movie shot entirely on IMAX, and how it weds the sensibilities of ancient Greece and the modern world, at least as Nolan perceives it. The divide between scholars and critics seems in part a matter of whether the balance should tilt toward Nolan or Homer. Wilson and fellow translator Daniel Mendelsohn both expressed admiration for Nolan's cinematic flair and ambition, what Mendelsohn calls his great visuals, panache. Both speculated that his desire to make a Christopher Nolan movie led to unfortunate decisions. Mendelsohn is an author and critic and translator, and his assessment appeared Friday in the New York Review of Books, where he is an editor at large. Mendelsohn has previously defended Nolan's controversial decision to cast black actor Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy, calling it a worthy way to provoke challenge and discomfort with how we think about beauty and identity. But he faulted the director for giving us an Odysseus with no cleverness, no humor, no wily charm. One of the Western canon's formative tricksters has been transformed, he contended, into the kind of haunted protagonist featured in such previous Nolan movies as Oppenheimer or Memento. This tormented, guilt-ridden Odysseus, stripped of humor and wit, seductiveness and cleverness, is a sibling of Memento's anguished amnesiac, of Batman, of Oppenheimer. Men tormented by past they wrestle with in different ways, wrote Mendelsohn, whose Odyssey translation came out in 2025. Nolan has merely remade Homer's hero in his own image. That sounds like a jab. Sounds like a jab or a stab. Wilson, a professor of classical studies at University of Pennsylvania, said she didn't want to come across as a snobby, nitpicking expert at odds with any deviation from the original text, but she questioned a range of omissions and other choices, from the absence on screen of the gods Zeus and Poseidon, Athena is played by Zendaya, to the incoherent messaging, and condemns both war and physical cowardice. She found Penelope's role so thinned out that it enraged and any possibility of believing in this marriage. Wilson also thought that parts of the movie, notably the scenes with Odysseus' dog Argos, catered towards modern sentimentality. Everybody's a sucker for a dog, she said. Yeah, that worked on me. That drew a tear to my eye. I was like, oh man. Like the dog, like the interaction with the dog. Well, first of all, how the dog is treated because he's sick and old. But there's a part near the end where he sees his dog again and the way the dog reacts. And I was just like, oh man. A spokesperson for Nolan did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Wilson did not decline to offer a grade or ranking for the movie, but she said she would recommend it for others as long as they see it in a theater. It was fun to be there with my kids. I didn't feel it was pulling teeth to enrage with it, she said. If you can see it on a big screen, you should absolutely go. So there you go. Emily Wilson's got her issues. And other scholars have his issues, as well as fans have their issues. Rotten Tomato apparently has some problems with the scoring. That's catching fire. Casting has issues. People are flipping out about the sound having issues. Yeah, this whole movie seems to have issues, but a movie can have issues and still be great to people. Many people do believe it's great. I thought it was a great, boring task to watch, but to each his own. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. Tell me what you think down below. If you enjoyed my video, my commentary, my reaction to this news, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video. 10 million subscribers.